Hello everybody, welcome back to the Craft Beer Hub. I've got another beer review and it is this. This is Glints Collide, a Baltic porter by a brewery that's pretty local to me, Burnt Mill. Beautiful. Burnt Mill do these lovely matte can art wraps. More often than not, they always feature a windmill. Burnt Mill, windmill. And they've always got sort of a very kind of theatrical, epic landscape photo. I mean, this in particular has got a lightning strike at night time. Very, very cool. This is a Baltic porter at 9% ABV, and these guys are from Suffolk. So I live on the I live Norfolk side of the Norfolk-Suffolk border. These guys are from Stowmarket, so they're probably, or near Stowmarket, they're probably half an hour from me. And I genuinely think that they are one of the most underrated breweries in the UK. I've had so many different styles of beer from Burnt Mill. One of my local, it doesn't exist anymore actually, Twisted Hops. You've heard me talk about, if you're a regular with the channel, you would have heard me talk about Twisted Hops quite a lot. Twisted Hops that are no longer with us, unfortunately. They used to stock a lot of Burnt Mill, and I used to buy weekly from Twisted Hops, and back kind of post pandemic, and they used to have a good rotation. Burnt Mill brew a lot of different beers all of the time, so I could go on my Twisted Hops website, my local bottle shop, he'd deliver it for free because he was about a mile away, and I could just have some amazing beer. And a lot of it I really learnt about Burnt Mill through Twisted Hops. Now, a Baltic porter, if I'm not mistaken, a Baltic porter is a porter that's brewed or it's fermented like a lager, so it's often a little bit lighter. But I haven't had a Baltic porter in ages, so it would be a good little sort of educational thing for me, kind of re-familiarising myself with the style. I have had this before, blooming ages ago, so this really is a fresh start. This really is a fresh start. But yeah, Burnt Mill, I genuinely think they're one of the most. This could be lively because. Okay, that's not too bad. It kind of sounded like a nitro can then, didn't it? I should say this can is a couple of months past its best before date, but it's 9%, so I'm not too worried. And I must say thank you to my good friend, who's one of my best mates, Sean English. He gave me a bag of beer, and this was in it. A 9% Baltic Porter, what a legend. And yeah, there's some good ones in there as well. There was I've got a, where is it? I thought it was here. He gave me a bottle of Augustina Helles. So if you're gonna find a way into my heart, give me an Augustina Helles. Right, I've poured the beer. It's a bit lively. It's probably slightly over fermented over time, because it is, like I say, a couple of months past its best before. But what have we got? We've got it's a black beer, slight bit of light bleeding through at the bottom. Looks like a subtle, I can say subtle carbonation, but I think the carbonation's probably all escaped. With about a 45 finger white brown, light brown head. Just try and swill it around, get rid of that head a little bit. Let's get an aroma, see what we get. It looks fantastic in the glass. Oh, yeah. Lovely deep chocolate cocoa notes. Really, really roasty coffee as you would expect from a porter. It's got a lovely little lick of licorice in there as well, which is just, I love licorice. So when I don't get it from a lot of stouts, so when I get it, it puts a smile on my face. And a lovely sort of deep, rich, dark fruit note. The head dissipating. Let's go in. Cheers, everybody. Oh. This is luxurious. Absolutely luxurious. It's kind of got that, when I say luxurious, it's kind of got that richness. It's got that, imagine if you're eating sort of dairy milk and then you have a bite of Bourneville, like or any other dark chocolate. Just choosing a couple of well-known ones there. And you bite into that dark chocolate, and it's not necessarily more enjoyable, but it's so much more rich, and the depth of flavour's so much more there. It's literally like biting into a block of Bourneville. Slightly sweet, roasted chocolate, slightly. And it's light. It's really light for a 9% porter. Slightly sweet, luxurious chocolate, and it becomes roasty really quickly. Roasted coffee. And it's more of like a flat white. So a latte is roasted coffee and milk. A flat white is a double shot of coffee, so it's definitely more coffee dominant in the middle, but there is that kind of like milky, luxurious creaminess to it. And the back end is where all that licorice is and all of those dark fruit flavours are. And there's actually a lovely little tickle of alcohol burn as well. And it's sticky. It's so sticky. I can if you drink the beer, swallow it. You can almost like suck like what feels like an oily sort of residue of the beer off the side of your cheeks. And it's lovely and bitter. The back end, the lasting flavour is bitter coffee. Really bitter coffee. None of that sweetness. And like I say, it's warming all the way down. I can hear it. I can feel it warming. It's a good honest porter. It's just it's a Baltic porter, so it is slightly lighter. It's not big, sticky and gloopy. I know I talked about the sticky residue, but that really is at the end of the beer. It's not. It's got a nice bit of mouthfeel to it. It's probably medium bodied, but for a 9% porter, you'd really expect it to be thick. But I think that Baltic porter, I think it's like slightly lagered in a way. It takes a lot of the body out of the beer, and it's a lot lighter, and it's really good for it as well. Let's have a little look then. A blend of pale Vienna and Munich malts make up the base malts that we then layered, with dark crystal and aromatic malts for a rich cocoa and coffee character, plenty of body and a little sweetness. I'd say that. Well pulled with toasted cocoa nibs and husks that bring luxurious chocolate notes to meld this with a rich Baltic porter. Contains water, barley, hops, cocoa and yeast. Wow. Yeah, that's just a really, really, really good beer. This beer is actually canned a couple of years ago. But I don't think it's lost any of its character at all. 9%, you'd kind of expect the beer to be preserved pretty well, and it really, really is. It's just a fantastic porter with lots of cues that I absolutely love. There's no strawberry cheesecake, coconut, caramel, shortbread in this one. This is just a really, really good porter. It's a Baltic porter, so like I say, slightly different style to what I would normally drink. But it's so light and drinkable at 9%, it's mental. The only real thing that you get of 9% is a slight alcohol burn. It doesn't ever feel heavy. A lot of the kind of big, gloopy sweet Brew York stouts, just going to mention them because they're probably known for it the most. They feel heavier than this, and this is probably over double the percentage. Yeah, really, really good beer. It's luxurious, it's creamy, it's a lovely roasted backbone to this beer that really keeps it honest all the way through. The bitter finish is just making me smile again. There's so many things I like about this. It's just a good honest beer. I'm going to give that a 4.5 out of 5. I think that's fantastic again from Burnt Mill. Like I say, probably for me one of the most underrated breweries in the UK. I'd really suggest you check them out. Their IPAs and pales are off the charts. They really, really are. Guys, yeah, there we go. And a little sort of semi-local brewery to me. Small batch, but they produce a lot of different beers. fantastic. Absolutely fantastic brewery. I really recommend you check them out. I don't know where you get them. I think they're getting their name out there now, so they're probably more available. You probably get them on somewhere like Trembling Madness or a local to me East Anglian bottle shop. Yeah, very very good, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you'd be so kind. I will see you on the next one. Cheers.